Time now to meet my other guest, you may have noticed, a Wolverhampton-based author who believes that manufacturers are risking everything by not taking their marketing seriously enough. Welcome to Carl Jarvis. Have I summed it up all right?
Yeah, that sounds about
Marketing for
right,
manufacturers.
Carl. Yeah, very much so.
Out on the streets now. Tell us a bit about you and the background to this then.
Well, I've been doing marketing consultancy work across the West Midlands for about 18 years. Did some work with the Manufacturing Advisory Service a few years ago when that was out, working with SME manufacturers. Funnily enough, I've got a background as I did an apprenticeship in mechanical production engineering in the 1980s. And there was just this thread of similar sort of like limiting beliefs and things that were holding back SMEs about not engaging in the marketing as much as they should. So what I wanted to do, I wanted to write a book that would really help to change SME manufacturers' mindset about how they should be viewing their marketing. So I wanted them to basically value marketing at a much higher level, and also at the same time write a book that would be inspirational, so that they'd read it and think to themselves, having read it, we need to take our marketing much more seriously, because you know that they're sort of that they're not at that respect.
Is this specifically manufacturers that are the most guilty of this then, is it?
Yeah, I think so, because one of the universal things generally is that SME manufacturers make great product. In fact, some of them make world-class product. But there's this thread and this theme always that they don't quite market it at the level that they really should. So this is about being able to then say some of those thoughts that you've got and some of those questions that you ask yourselves, that you should be able to sort of break through those, because if you can, then you will get that product out to more people. And you know, it's the old thing, isn't it? Are we the best kept secret in the market? Well, you know, at some level, is that something to be proud of? Perhaps not. And so really, what I wanted to do is to then take the strategic side, which is what the book's a lot about as well, and be able to then say, you've got to get that strategy right. You've got to understand what you're trying to do before you start running off trying to do tactical stuff, which is getting the website updated or doing an exhibition or having a press release.
But is it more fundamental than that sometimes, that maybe some manufacturers don't even appreciate the importance of marketing in the first place? Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, one of the chapters in the book, I talk about the warped business model, and that is that there's a very, very heavy emphasis on obviously the production, the product, the capabilities of that side of things. But on terms of the marketing, that's very, very sort of under-resourced. It's not invested in. There's not a lot of time spent on it. And so really, for me, it's about being able to if I just do another 10 or 20% extra activities in that kind of area, then you know it can have quite a big impact on their success. And I think ultimately what I wanted to do there is that it's really funny how a lot of manufacturers do it backwards. So they'll say, well, we'll just get the website all sorted and then we'll have a look at the strategy.
The other way around.
You say, no, you should be looking at the strategy, and the website should be a function of the strategy, not the other way around.
Stick with us. We'll talk about this a little bit more after the break. Okay, but thanks, Carl, guys. Thank you very much. So after the break, we'll talk a little bit more with Carl. We'll also take a look at the benefits that this sporting arena is bringing to the West Midlands at the moment. See you after the break. Welcome back to Birmingham Business. Now, before the break, I was talking to Wolverhampton-based author Carl Jarvis about his new book, Marketing for Manufacturers. We were talking about the whole issue about whether it's that manufacturers are not treating marketing properly, or they're not even recognising that marketing is something that needs to be treated. Is this a situation that's got worse in recent years then, or not? Or is it just the gap between manufacturers and other industries?
I think what's happened is it's actually starting to become a bigger gap. Because fundamentally, there was change itself has changed. So we've gone from incremental change to now exponential change. So what tends to happen is if you can carry on doing what you've always done, the gap is getting wider and wider, but it's getting wider faster. And I think that one of the core issues with this is the fact that if you don't recognise that and you don't embrace it, then it's just running away with you. So ultimately, what you need to do is you need to, what I want to do with the book is really change those old mindsets. So a great example in the book is that when I go and work with clients, I'll say to them, do you do annual reviews with your key customers? And they'll say, no, we don't do that kind of stuff. They'll give us a ring when they want something. Well, that's a very old paradigm. It's an old mindset. Do you know what I mean? So what I'm encouraging them to do is like go to those clients, start to talk to them, and find out what are their plans for the next 2 to 3 years. So that it's almost like a strategic review. You don't talk about a particular project you're working on, but you talk about what's potentially coming down in the future. And it's what I call going from reactive to proactive activities, if you get what I'm trying to say.
What sort of response have you had to the book since you launched it? Has it been
it's been great, yeah. Well, one of the things I did do, because I'm a marketer, I went out and I got some top-level manufacturing-related people to write a testimonial for me about it, so I sent them the manuscript. And, and I got some really good feedback about it. Because the thing is about the book, it's not tactics, so it's not the latest trend to do on Twitter or Facebook. It's back to basics, Carl. It's actually doing those fundamental things that the companies don't tend to do that they should. It's following up on leads. It's having these reviews with clients. It's just thinking much more proactively about what you're doing.
Brilliant. Well, good luck with the book. Keep us posted about any manufacturers that you speak to who have their fortunes transformed after reading it. Carl, thank you for coming in.
All right,
now,
cheers,
from
Carl.
marketing for manufacturers, we go to sport for the local business community.